and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 with some more multiplayer racing. For this, we're racing B-Class cars, but the rules were the vehicles had to start in B-Class. So you don't necessarily have much room for upgrading them. Now, tyres are going to play a part. This is a multi-surface event, so there'll be some tarmac races, some off-road races. I think a lot of cars have gone for off-road race tyres primarily because they kind of they might drop some PI out of the cars that start at the top of B-Class, maybe, or might not add very much on. I've gone for a Quattro. I don't think I've ever built one of these on this game for anything in particular. This starts right at the bottom of B-Class, which is a good place. We get a good chunk of upgrades. It does start off as all-wheel drive, which could be helpful. I don't really use up PI either converting it, so in theory it should be half decent off-road. I don't know though whether it's going to work at all. It has one downside so far that I have come across, is that it is absolutely god-awful at starting. I've got an adjustable gearbox in it, but for some reason the first gear, I haven't got the fully adjustable one because it ate up way too much PI. And the first gear is quite long. So getting this going, because it's only got about 330 horsepower, is going to be a bit of a faff. I'm going to have to spam the clutch, I think, and hope that we get going. We're going to be slow. For an all-wheel drive car, it's going to be slow off the line. So, yeah, we will... we don't lose out to a rear-wheel drive car, which is something. The Corvette's going to have way more power than I do. So it is going to beat us into turn one. I'm hoping we're not going to be too bad. I mean, we're 330 horsepower. I can't remember the weight of the car. It's certainly not going to be the heaviest thing here. I'm hoping the all-wheel drive will give us some grip around this twisty circuit. Should give us some good punch off of the corners. The tyre, someone's going to be on race tyres or semi-slicks, or actually they might not work because it is raining currently. For this one, I generally leave the weather as is, so if the game decides it wants to make it wet, then we have a wet race. So yeah, sometimes the game is mean. Oh, jeez, there's a Corvette there. I was trying to cut underneath a Baja bone shaker. Slice the nose off the Corvette. Bloody debris everywhere. I think it's a Skyline leading the way. Oh, Corvette had a go to the inside. Could not quite get stopped in time on that one. I mean, it was a fair go. I just didn't expect there to be a car having a dive from there. It almost worked. I think the Corvette may genuinely be a little bit faster than I am. My car is perhaps a little bit more suited to the top, to the dirt. Sorry, it is kind of. This is one of these builds that sort of. I fear it's going to be a middle of the road kind of jack of all trades, master of none sort of a build. So we're always going to be half competent. However, it's never going to excel anywhere, and in Forza land, that's a problem. You'll just end up running around in a midfield position. The RS2 didn't fancy a tight line through there. We will sweep past. Lombo is busy battling away with the second of the Corvettes. So we've got, I think, Skyline's leading and is running away. Don't know what tyres it's on. I'm not going to worry about that really. We have, I think it's a 300 ZX leading a Corvette, leading a Focus, leading a Silvia. Quattro is coming to hopefully get involved before the end of this race. Because we do seem to have some speed in this car, which I like. Come on now, Audi. Carry as much momentum as we dare through here. We have pulled away from the battling pack of cars behind. Avoid the street furniture. Now, we will have more traction than these two. As you can see, we've absolutely done the Silvia there on drive off of the corner. It is just gone. It's the Quattro, and we are up to 5th. Can we get 4th? Could we get a podium? I mean, the 300ZX is actually going pretty well. I like the car. I absolutely love the car in real life. I've never really had much luck building one in this game, make them any good. That one is not doing too badly. It's lost out to the Corvette now, but it's done well so far. It's kind of a bit too big and a bit too heavy in Forza terms to ever be all that fast. The good top speed, very good top speed on it though, is a saving grace for some stuff. We will hit the bump there a little bit too hard. I mean, we are all rally spec, rally suspension and the like. This is where we should be strong compared to this plethora of two-wheel drive cars. The 300ZX is starting to struggle a little bit now. I think it's pushing. It knows it's under threat. Lombo is having a look, but Lombo's going to be stuck on the outside here. I am going to... The Nissan might end up getting itself mugged here. It's on a tight line through the penultimate corner. We will slide the Quattro past and we move up into fourth. One more lap to go. Can I find a way past Longbow's Focus? That is the question. I mean, if it's going to happen, I know where. I know where we're going to do it. It'll be how we got the Sylvia. Might even do it here if we can straighten the car up early. Get a good run. He's quick through here, but you can't really pass. And I hate having a dive down the bottom at this corner. It's so narrow and you're so likely to get in trouble. We can just turn the nose underneath the Focus. I don't think the Focus knew we were there. Give it a little bit of understeer from the Ford as it tries to get on the power. We're still alongside. The Ford's has got the horsepower to deal with us. Is it going to be wide? No, Longbow's going to cover the inside. Now, what we're hoping for here is a cutback. We're hoping Longbow goes wide. That there's a little bit of a gap, and there is, and the all-wheel drive Audi is going to sneak its nose past, and the Audi claims a podium if the game gives it to us, which it did. Because me and Longbow have a long history of the game, of one of us finishing ahead of the other, and Longbow always gets the position, because Forza can't count. No one had an answer for the Skyline, but we had a very similar lap time to the Corvette. The Focus was fast, the Sylvia was fast, the Fair Lady, I mean, it held on. I've got to give credit where credit's due, it held on well. It just couldn't quite live with the pace of the rest of us once we got going and once we got up to speed. Oh, that's a hell of a first race. That was a hell of a first race. I'm happy with my car. I'm curious what tyres the Skyline's on. It's on off-road race. We're all screwed pretty much, yeah. However, I'm not too displeased at all with my Quattro. We head off-road for our next race, the Caldera Scramble. I mean, we should be strong here, in theory. Although a lot of cars are along this sort of line at the end of the day. A lot of cars have got off-road race tyres and everything, so yeah, we should be fairly decent. It's probably going to... we might be battling for the lead, we might be on the podium. That's the hope. I mean, we always hope for a win. Sometimes you have to concede and accept, a podium might be the best we can do. We're starting from second, so it's a good spot on the grid, although we know we're bad off the line. If the GTR is good at the first circuit, I expect it to be good here. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be at this particular track. This is a technical all-dirt circuit. GTR is also on off-road race tyres, so unless it's got some weird handling trait that just doesn't work off-road, I don't know what it might be. I don't know why it wouldn't be quick around here. Now, the Baja Bone Shaker... I mean, it's probably got the biggest tyres here, but there's so much weight, I think it's going to struggle. Could be strong at cross-country in this class, but it basically starts still B-class, so it's not like you can do much in terms of the upgrade for it. And, yeah, this is not going to be harsh enough surface, although it is going to be wide. I managed to kind of make the most of the old ghost mode there and stuck my way through before it became a big old roadblock. Because it will probably end up being that, and something has happened behind, I don't know what. I think the thing that might have happened is a roadblock of a bone shaker, possibly, or something else, or missed checkpoints, or something might have clipped the building even and made a nuisance of itself. So it is me and I think it was a GTO that are scarpering away at the fronts. There was a silly word I was going for, and my brain didn't really make it because we're trying to drive as fast as I can with this Quattro. We're under a little bit of pressure from that GTO. Let's try and get this change direction. Nice, that's perfect. I like that. It's still right with us. So, I mean, that's also quite a heavy car. A little bit like the 300ZX, really. It's that era of Japanese car, and it is another fairly heavy vehicle. But it will have power. It will have power over the Quattro and might have a better gearbox than mine. Had a look to the inside, although that's a very tight line. You'll struggle to get off the corner, and indeed it does. I think Eccentric's doing a great job holding everyone off with the Corvette in third. That might keep our battle. I mean, it's only a short race here, so a real misfortune at the start is difficult to really recover from. We will keep it flat all the way through there. We have gapped the GTO. We're definitely closely matched with that car around here. I can keep it at bay if I don't make any silly mistakes. We're flat all the way up there. I mean, this Quattro is delightfully easy to drive. but I don't think it's that fast. It is, as I said at the start, this is one of those cars that is kind of good everywhere, but doesn't really excel anywhere. This track, it's not amazing. It's not bad. I mean, I know we're leading the way. Partly helped, though, by chaos that unfolded. But we definitely got a lot of threat from that GTO. One slip up and we will lose the lead of this race, pretty much. We got away with a small slip up at turn 1 when we ran wide, because I could get the car off the corner on that wider line. I just can't go with that much speed through there that I want to. Don't hit the building, because that would be disastrous. I mean, we can just be flat all the way up here, at least, which is something. Yeah, the Skyline's up to 3rd, but whatever happened is just going to run out of laps. We've had a pretty good lap there, actually, in terms of building the gap. I quite like the wider line through there, certainly on the way in. Can duck down for a late apex and kind of slingshot your way up the hill. That sort of works for me. I do it quite a lot, actually, around this track. That wide line isn't too bad there. Kind of use the banking a little bit if you want. My gears are annoying me. Oh. There's just, yeah. It's just a lot of in-betweens are going on. Oh, and we've slid everywhere through here. It's been a very scruffy final sector. The only plus point is it's very difficult to pass all the run to the line. There is not much in the way of room. Just don't slide too far. Yeah, terrible final lap by me there. That was all over the shop. We did enough, though, at the end of the day. We did enough to claim a victory. We were pushed the whole way by that GTO. The GTO was a little bit quicker in that one. In fact, interestingly, the Skyline wasn't faster. Okay, now it was stuck in traffic for a lot of that, and it must have made a mistake on the final lap or something. Corvette got 3rd ahead of the Silvia, so we're pretty sure they're both rear-wheel drive cars in 3rd and 4th. Yeah, the Skyline, interestingly, we got fast laps. That GTO was flying. I think it's a monster around there. Yeah, we held on. We held on to take a victory. We head to the Emerald Circuit for our next race, a much faster tarmac track. I'm probably not going to be... I'm not be the best car here. We might not be completely rubbish. I think someone's picked the wrong car at the front, but I don't think the 2002 Turbo starts in B-Class. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a C. I think they've selected the wrong car. So, to be fair, it's quite easy to do occasionally when flicking through the list. Anyway, yeah, for us... I mean, we're not going to be the slowest thing at a straight line now because of the Bone Shaker. When we were quick messing around, I'm actually not that much. I'm about the same sort of pace as the RS2. The GTO, the 300ZX, they'll all be fast. The Corvettes will be quicker. Yeah, 2002 selected the wrong car. Whoopsie. The Silvia, don't really know. I think that's more of a grip car, potentially. We know we're not bad in terms of the grip. Here, we should have been flat through there. The GTO and the Silvia both have wings that will reduce their straight line speed. The Sierra looks like it's had a controller turn off, because that just went straight on. The Bone Shaker, yeah, gonna struggle here. This is not a track for a big monster truck. We are gonna close and close and close, but what can we can't really do much in the braking zone here. Oh, well, GTO, I have got to get to the checkpoint as well, my friend. Apologies for driving into the door, however, we were alongside and we also need a checkpoint. So, yeah, we're kind of gonna go for that one. We are through all of that, though, as we head up towards the final turn. I think everything here is quite similarly built by the looks of it. We've got a good run on the exit, but we are to the outside of the Silvia. Not that that's likely that Silvia's going for a curious line. It doesn't really gain much, doesn't really lose anything. GTO is having a look to the outside of that. I don't have the grip to quite make that one work. The RS2 was a little bit wide through there. Unfortunately, we're tangled. The GTO's trying to come with us. So we definitely don't have as much grip as the Silvia. We have more grip than some. We're kind of in the middle in terms of grip level, but we aren't bad in a straight line, which is going to hopefully help us. And I mean, the plus point we do have is traction off of here. They've all cleared the rocks out of the way for me, so thank you very much. We can kind of cut that as much as we like because the rocks have all been moved. They'll be respawned for next lap around, but for that lap, we are good to go. Is the RS2 going to have a look? I don't think so. Oh, I take it back. It is. And we are not going to be able to hold that. Right. What's leading? I think the 300ZX is continuing to lead the race. Yeah, this is more a 300ZX track, to be fair. We're going to have a little tap on the brakes, because that is going to stop us from doing what the RS2 managed to do. That's annoying. Yeah, we're all going to get bumped a little bit through here. If we could get clear, I mean, I don't think we quite have the pace of the Sylvia, but I do think we have more pace than we've really been able to use at the moment. Let's slow this down. I'm really hoping someone's taken out the rocks. They haven't. But, I mean, we could take a sensible line on the exit there, and we're still quick through that section. Can we chase down Steel Guns' Corvette? We can if it ends up in the wall like that. This time we are much further away. There are not going to be any Audi versus Audi battle in the final corner. We are just going to run out of laps. We might have time to do something about the Corvette ahead if everything goes perfectly. But it's going to be tight, I think. Because we're not we're actually pretty good through the first corner this time around. We are catching and catching and catching on the Corvette. I mean, it's going to be into the hotel corner. Really is where actually we might even get the Corvette before then. We think about having a look, can't quite do it. Do we have a dive under brakes here? Can we outbrake the Corvette? It is side by side. There will be a Corvette fighting back through there, but we've just got the exit. We've just got the speed on the exit. I'm going to watch for that GTO, though. We know that that's pretty rapid. We saw that in the previous one. The Corvette may well fire up the inside here. So we are going to kind of just park it on the inside and make it difficult through there. We're sluggish, really sluggish. For the second race in a row, we'll have a GTO follow us across the line. Yeah, not quite the track for my car, really, there. It's a 6th place. I think we weren't that far off the pace of the group ahead, really. We never got a clean lap. It was the end the GTR got it from the 300ZX. I mean, we're not a million miles off that pace. Cause, yeah, we didn't get a clean lap, so I think there is more speed than a 56.9 in that car. Yeah, it's very close here. It is just very close between a whole load of vehicles. And we were just a long way back at the start. We are back off-road. It is the River Scramble up next. And, I mean, we should be fairly decent here. Although, we're so bad off the line is part of the problem. I think it kind of... I mean, we're a long way back. The GTR starts on pole. We know how fast that car is. Even if we are good here, I don't think we're going to catch it. Although, the Caldera circuit, it was our turn to start at the front, and the GTR got buried and stuck. So, you know, it's how it goes. And we've got the bloody... So we've got the GTO behind us, the GTR on the front. There's too many GTs around the place, and... okay, that got us going. That was madly spamming the clutch to try and get some form of movement going on with the car. Ooh, some lag from the other Quattro going on there. The Corvettes are coming past, but we know they're rear-wheel drive. We know they're going to have their struggles as we head onto the dirt. Now, this might be more of a GTO circuit, to be fair. It is quite a fast circuit in places, so we'll have to wait and see how that all pans out. We are going to go 3 wide almost through the water. Not great for us. We know Longbow's front-wheel drive. Oh, God, my turn to almost cut the Corvette out of position. I hope it didn't. I don't think it did. Oh, my gearbox. I think I might have done. Maybe might have pushed the Corvette out of a checkpoint. I apologise, Steel Guns. It was not... There was a lot of cars going for a lot of different lines. Yeah, and I think that was a little bit, quite a lot bit my bad on that one. It looked like it was still in the checkpoint from my end. It looked like it was close enough to get it, but we know what Forza's like with bloody checkpoints sometimes. So, yeah, I did. It's a pain. I've always said that if you, in situations like that, if there is contact between cars, as long as the car, like if you get hit, like the collision should. Oh, Longbow got squeezed into a tree, and we were committed to following a Longbow. But yeah, if like the car you're touching gets the checkpoint, you get it as well, regardless of where you are. I feel like that should be a rule for the checkpoints here. Longbow's having not a great time either in this one. We will see what we can do about finding a way past. I mean, the focus is pretty quick. it's not quite as good off-road. It's good on the tarmac, but it's not so great off-road. We've got a good run here, but I've got nowhere to go. Can we... I mean, if we can avoid going through too... Nah, I couldn't get to the shallow enough bit of water. We can hopefully still carry enough speed here, being all-wheel drive. That we can at least get the Corvette. Can we get the Focus? Not quite. The Sylvia we know is rear-wheel drive, so that's going to struggle. The RS2 just doesn't have the pace around here. It's all-wheel drive. It is just struggling for pace. The Bone Shaker Baja is doing better at this track. It's got an all-right amount of speed around here. We don't quite have the top end of these cars, but we will have the grip coming out of this next section potentially. Just got to try and find somewhere I can put my car. Oh, the Skyline has made a mistake somewhere. Skyline has dropped behind the GTO. I got a twitch coming onto the tarmac that didn't work for me, and now the Corvette is going to have a look to the outside. It's almost 3 wide up ahead. This is a manic scrabble for the podium. Corvette is past, but can it hold the speed on the exit? Almost. Sylvia's got no top end at all. I have got completely nowhere to go here. We are going to try and duck underneath, but everyone's trying to duck underneath each other, and we've got spat out in the worst possible place. And I mean, this is all working out for Longbow. Longbow is escaping away here. Now, we know that we can be... Oh, we're so bad through the water. I don't quite know how we're so bad through the water. We know we've got the traction here. So we just sweep around the outside of everybody there, and that'll move us up into 5th, but now got to get past the RS2, not lose too much time, and then maybe we can chase down Longbow's Focus. But I mean, that is a big maybe. We've definitely got the pace in the car. It's just I think we're going to run out of the laps to do it, essentially. Be as neat and tidy as we can all the way down here. I mean, it shows you the power of front-wheel drive. I've always championed the front-wheel drive vehicles. It's often me that goes for them. I'm kind of surprising myself a little bit that I haven't gone for one this time around. It's been neat through that dirt section. Longbow, okay, we've cleared everything behind. Longbow might be in trouble on this final lap. I mean, theoretically, we should be good here. We should be good. I don't know whether the GTO is going to be able to hold on at the front as well. They're not a million miles away. I feel if we hadn't got stuck in traffic, we definitely have some pace here. We should do. This is what this car is more designed. It's a Quattro. It's supposed to be good at rallying, but this is what I built the car for as well. Is being kind of geared towards the off-road stuff. Gearbox. Once I've got going, the gearbox is fine. Through at the shallow bit of water. Now, can we find? Oh, that was a little bit. It was a dive to try and get to the inside because we know we can make up so much time there, but I just overdrove it. I just overdrove that one, so I lifted and gave Longbow it back. I don't think we're quite going to be able to do anything now. The Focus has got great top end because as far as dirt circuits go, this isn't actually the worst traction because you flat out a lot down here. This bit here is all flat, so as long as you've got off-road tyres, whether you're rear-wheel drive, whether you're front-wheel drive, doesn't really matter. It's here where it does. It's here where we have got the advantage, and we've closed all the way in, but it would have to be a hell of a dive. Longbow struggling for grip there. Oh, we've snuck it to the inside. It's around the final corner. It's a drag race to the line. Longbow got it a little bit switchy, and I think we just snuck it at the death. Oh. I thought we were a little too far back, but yeah, Longbow ran a little wide on the way into that final corner, or so the penultimate corner ended up spat out wide. I could cut back to the inside and get a better exit. The Skyline does get victory at the end, beats the GTO. We weren't that far off the GTO in lap time. The Corvette was absolutely flying. Corvette gets fastest lap. That thing's monstrously quick around there. Recovered to 5th. Oh. Yeah, I mean, the Quattro, I mean, it is what it's supposed to. Massive squabble in the middle of all of that. But yeah, GTR gets another victory. We head to our final race, a much higher speed tarmac circuit here. I don't suspect we're going to do well, I don't think we're going to do great here. This is It's a little bit more akin to the Emerald Circuit. Maybe a bit faster though, really. You got a couple of nasty corners, a couple of nasty sections. You are going to want some grip, but I mean, we're all pretty much of a muchness in terms of car builds. Everybody, I think almost everybody, certainly all the top cars are running the off-road race tyres. No one's throwing a curveball and gone for something different. Sport tyres, for example. We spam the clutch and do get ourselves moving quite nicely. Yeah, that's the way to go in this car. You got to really spam it. The first couple of races I didn't quite get it right. If you get it right, it at least gets off the line half competently. It's not good, but it's not terrible. It's kind of front-wheel drive levels of acceleration when we get it right. Now, the 300ZX might not be too bad around here if it doesn't get ensnared in traffic. That's the problem it might have going on. It might be stuck in a little bit too much of the old traffic here, but we'll have to wait and see. This also might be a too technical circuit in places for the big, heavier cars. We're 2,700 pounds, I think, in this 330 horsepower. I mean, power to weight ratio, we're pretty solid. Nothing crazy good, but not terrible. We have got a lot of company behind. So Corvette leads from Skyline, from GTO, from Sylvia, from Focus, from me. We've got the RS2, a second of the Corvettes, and the Nissan is there as well. We cannot carry that much speed. Well, we can in the end. We carried too much on the way in. I had to kind of slow it down and really balance it through there. But we survived out the other side in one piece. Are we flat through the final corner? Yeah, I think we probably can be. That was a little tiniest of lifts from me. I quite like this track. It's a fun circuit to drive when you get it right. It's rewarding when you get it right, punishing when you get it wrong. And if you don't have a car that's good here, it really hurts. The acceleration zone here will be quite good at. In theory, maybe. We get it right. I do think we are actually all pretty close. I'm trying desperately to do something to catch the cars ahead, but I'm not sure I've got much. I'm not sure I've got much pace on them. I think we're just doing almost identical lap times to them. So, funnily enough, quite difficult to catch at that stage. I'm hoping if they fight each other, they might really lose some speed, and the GTO is out wide and then slides up in front of the Focus, and yeah, that's what I wanted to see, because if they start fighting like that, the Skyline's got to the front. Corvette's going to have me, though, I think. It's just got the power up the hill. Not got an answer for that. The Corvette will go. In fact, the Corvette in the lead of the race, at the front, I don't know if it's quite got the lead yet, is looking again. They've just got the top end that I don't have. We're going to have to, yeah, I guess, can't live with the pace of some of these other cars. We can catch in some places, we then lose out. We are flat through there, though, which is nice. If the Corvette can get involved and slow down that group, the GTO struggled a little bit for grip. We've had a good turn one. The Sylvia's actually bolted off after the leaders. That's had a surprising turn of pace. We close in places, we lose in others. It's all very much of a muchness. We've got no one behind us to worry about at all here. The GTO's struggling the most on the handling side of things here. Does look quite a handful around this track. Not a big surprise, they are big heavy cars like that 300ZX. It suffers from being a big heavy car and now an invisible car, as I presume has missed a checkpoint. Sylvia battling away with steel guns there over that second place. We kind of close. We're not so bad at the first section, we're really bad at the second. Well, I'll say really bad, we're not terrible. Either I'm bad at driving it or my car just doesn't quite like this section as much as the cars ahead. Maybe we have to slow down more through here or something, I don't know. That was asking for trouble. Yeah, they pull away through that bit. We kind of make up some time through the first part of the lap, but I definitely can't live with them through that latter section. Lombo's now catching and having a look. It is a huge tussle for second that we get to watch, and sadly I'm just about half a second a lap too slow to really be involved. In fact, Lombo's going to get all of them. Great pass by Lombo in the Focus to move up to second, but might struggle to hold it on the exit. I've desperately tried to get involved, carry too much speed and clonk the wall, which will not help matters. Lombo is now holding on to that second as we run down the hill from the Corvette, and then Dragons has got that Sylvia, a bit unlucky really, was blasting up to catch the lead pair, and as soon as caught, got ensnared, slowed down, and is to the back of this little group. It slides out wide, and Longbow is still holding on to that second wheel. Oh, Dragons may have missed a checkpoint, or is Dragons trying an alternate line? No, Dragon's trying an alternate line. I don't think it really works. No, definitely doesn't work. Dragon's down. That'll not buff out, I'll tell you that much. Dragons is very down. Longbow's going to do it. Good try from Longbow to get second in that one, ahead of the two Corvettes. We were about half a second down on really being able to compete in that. Didn't quite work around there. I mean, it was a spectacular failure at the end. Still Guns' Corvette just didn't have a great lap time. That really did seem to struggle, which kind of surprises me there. Eccentric was fast. The GTR was the quickest. I mean, not by as much as it has been in some previous tracks. But there we go. There we go, indeed. What a race. What a session, actually. This has been seriously close. The GTR a little bit better overall than the rest of us, but the rest of us had our strengths and our weaknesses, including the Quattro. It wasn't quite as distinctly average as I feared it might be, but yeah, a lot of cars ended up being quite similarly built there, so a lot of cars ended up very close together. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community section and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.